Let's go through today the common mistakes I see beginners making with coloured pencils. If you can correct these mistakes, you will see huge improvements in your art really quickly. So let's get straight into the first mistake, and let's begin with not using the right materials. Now, you would probably imagine here that I'm talking about pencils, and you will certainly have an easier time drawing with some higher quality pencils like Polychromos or Prismacolor than cheaper pencils. That said, you can definitely draw some really beautiful pictures with something cheaper like Crayola. But what is more important than the pencils is the paper. Now, we'll talk more about this in a short while, but the backbone of drawing with coloured pencils is building up that pencil gradually. We're going to need to build a lot of pencil on the paper. Now, that's not going to be possible if you try and draw on a cheaper paper like sketch paper or printer paper. I like drawing on something called Bristol board. This is a really smooth paper that's thick like card, and that is able to take all of the pencil that needs to be built up. If you only wanted to invest in one area of your coloured pencil drawing, make it the paper and not the pencils. Next up, let's talk about reference photos, and my next mistake I see beginners making is not working from a reference. Now, if you want to draw really detailed, beautiful, realistic looking drawings, it is going to be 10 times easier if you work from a reference. If you want to draw a really detailed animal, it's not going to be easy to work out all of the different directions of the fur and the general proportions without a reference photo. And that's the same with anything really. Because nature is so random, it's hard to be that random without a guide. So for every drawing that I create, I always work from a reference photo. But I can't just work from any reference photo. I think often I see people trying to draw from reference photos like this, for example, and something like this is not going to create an amazing drawing for a few different reasons. When looking for a reference photo, you particularly want to have a good amount of contrast. So you want a good range of light colours, dark colours, and mid-tone colours. If it's all mid-tone, it's never going to look great. You also want to make sure that it's a really lovely detailed picture. You won't be able to add details in if you can't see them. So I wouldn't choose a reference photo like this, I would choose one like this. Now, before we go any further, if you're finding this video helpful, please do click the like button. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, click the subscribe and the notify bell so that you get notified about my new videos. So now let's talk about layering. I see a lot of beginners trying to skip layering. Now, layering is the backbone of every single coloured pencil drawing that I create. This is where you slowly build up the colour in a series of light layers, rather than just blocking in the colour and pressing hard. You want to work through the drawing, gradually building up all of the colours and gradually filling in the shapes until eventually, after building up a lot, it ends up looking like a nice finished drawing. Layering like this helps the pencil go down in a much nicer, more consistent way, but also allows for mistakes and gives you time to work out which colours next and where all the shapes need to be. It is so important. And that feeds very nicely into the next two mistakes. Firstly, that I see people pressing too hard. The light layers need to be so light, maybe lighter than you're expecting. If you press hard, it's not going to be possible to build up all of the different layers of colour and to get that nice finished result. Now, a little tip to help you press lightly is to hold the pencil further back than you might expect. I think it's often tempting to hold the pencil really close to the tip, and you can press lightly when you're doing this, but you have to have a lot more pencil control. If you hold the pencil halfway down the barrel, it's literally not possible to press too hard. Now, something else that makes building up the pencil lightly easier is to work with a sharp pencil. I frequently see people trying to work with blunt pencils. I think the temptation is to get more out of the pencil, use the pencil for longer, but it won't be possible to get the same effect with a blunt pencil. I am very frequently sharpening my pencils, and look how much nicer and more smoothly it goes down when it's sharp. Now, before we go through the next mistake, if you would like to learn how to draw any of the drawings you've seen in this video, I do have full tutorials available on my website. In fact, I have loads of tutorials in a whole range of different subject matters, from some nice simple drawings like this to some much more complicated drawings with real wow factor. And I have not only my tutorials, but also full courses that are specifically designed for beginners. In these courses, I cover the materials that I'll be using, the core main techniques, as well as a summary of the full process. I'll give you all of the tools that you need to create beautiful pictures. From there, I also include really in-depth instructions for any drawing that I create, all of the real-time footage, details of all of the specific colors I'm using in each drawing. Sketch outlines, I include heavy sketch outlines in case you want to trace, and light sketch outlines that can be printed directly onto the paper, and the reference photo. Find out more by clicking the link in the description. So let's get into the next mistake I see beginners making. And let's think about the actual colors now. I see people not having the right tools to select the right colors. Now, frequently I see beginners trying to select colors based on the lead of the pencil or the barrel of the pencil. And generally speaking, neither of these two options are very accurate. What I like to do before I start drawing is create a set of color swatches. And what this does is shows me what each color actually looks like on the paper, specifically the kind of paper I'm going to draw on. So I create a set of swatches for every set of pencils that I own. I go from as light as I can make each color to as dark as I can make each color, and then I label it. And I like to do this in a kind of rainbow order so that I have all of one color together. I can then compare these swatches to my reference photo and see what's the most accurate color based on what that color will look like on the paper. I cannot stress how important and how helpful color swatches are. I wouldn't be able to create drawings without them, or certainly not well. Which actually leads in nicely to the next mistake, where beginners don't tend to draw what they see. So when you are comparing your swatches to the reference photo, sometimes a color is there that maybe seems a bit peculiar. But my rule is, if you can see it, you should draw it. So if I see a little bit of purple on a mouse, I'm going to draw that purple. This is all part of the idea that you need to draw what you see and not what you think you see. And I think it takes a certain amount of, firstly, kind of consciousness. You need to be aware that this is something you're looking out for, but also a little bit of practice to just focus on what's actually there. Sometimes when drawing an apple, for example, you have in your head the color of an apple and what you're expecting to see. But because we're drawing natural objects, like I mentioned earlier, it's not necessarily going to be perfectly how you picture it. If you draw what you actually see, you're going to end up with a much more realistic looking drawing. So let's talk about the final mistake. And actually, this is expecting it to look good too soon. Colored pencils are a slower material to work with. You can't expect to put a little bit of color on the paper and for it to look amazing. In fact, I would say that my drawings look a little bit rubbish for about 90%, and they only start looking good in the last 10% of the drawing. It's very much a case that you've got to keep working through the process, trust that it is going to come good, and expect it to not look good for most of the time. And that will stop you from giving up too soon and not allowing the drawing to be what it will be by the end. Now, I hope that you found this video helpful. I think the main thing that I would suggest beginners practice is the layering process. We talked about layering earlier in the video, and it is absolutely the core of all colored pencil drawings. Now, I've really only spoken about what layering is rather than how to actually do it. If you want to see that in a bit more detail, check out this video here. Happy drawing, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.